You're 25 years old. You walk into a used car dealership with $12,000 saved after 3 years of working overtime. By sunset, the salesman has almost convinced you to spend more than twice that amount. Not because you needed a better car, because he knew exactly how to make you feel like your current life wasn't enough. But one phone call from your dad changed everything. 10 years later, that single decision became the difference between financial freedom and living paycheck to paycheck. Before we get into the story, if you enjoy real-life lessons about money and smart decisions, make sure to subscribe. Every week we share stories that might completely change the way you think about wealth. This is one of them. The dealership. It's a warm Saturday afternoon. Rows of shiny sedans and pickup trucks reflect the sunlight. The salesman spots you before you even step out of your old Honda Civic. He's wearing an expensive watch. Perfect smile, confident handshake, looking for an upgrade. You nod. He immediately walks past the affordable cars. Instead, he stops beside a black SUV. Leather seats, panoramic roof. Large touchscreen. Everything smells brand new. You deserve something that matches your success. The words stay in your mind. You start imagining yourself driving it to work. Neighbors noticing. Friends asking questions. For a moment, it feels right. The phone call. Your phone vibrates. Dad. You almost ignore it. Instead, you answer. He asks only one question. So, which car are they trying to sell you? You laugh. How did you know? They're not selling a car. They're selling a feeling. You stay quiet. Dad continues. Tell me something. If nobody ever saw the car, would you still want it? You don't answer, because suddenly, you aren't sure. The test-driven salesman hands you the keys. The SUV is incredible. Smooth. Quiet. Powerful. For 15 minutes, you feel successful. When you return, he already has the paperwork ready. Monthly payment, $612, only 72 months. Most people your age pay more. It practically pays for itself. You almost sign. Your hand is already holding the pen. Then you remember your dad's question. If nobody ever saw the car, you slowly put the pen down. I'll think about it. The smile disappears from the salesman's face. Dad's lesson that evening. You meet your dad at a small diner. Nothing fancy. He listens without interrupting. Then he stirs his coffee. You know what the salesman was really selling. You shrug. Approval. He looks outside before continuing. When I was your age, I almost bought a brand new truck I couldn't afford. My father stopped me. I hated him for it. But that decision helped me pay off this house before I turned 50. He smiles. Debt doesn't just take your money. It rents space in your mind. You never forget those words. The next 10 years, instead of buying the SUV, you keep driving your old Civic. People notice. Your coworkers joke about it. One friend asks if you're having money problems. Your cousin buys a luxury truck. Your neighbor leases a brand new electric SUV. Social media makes you wonder if you're falling behind, but every month, the payment you never made goes into an investment account instead, month after month. Year after year, your Civic keeps running. Sometimes the air conditioner stops working. Sometimes the radio cuts out. But every time something breaks, you remember your dad's words. They're selling a feeling. The turning point at years later, your best friend loses his job. His luxury truck payment doesn't stop. Credit cards pile up. The bank eventually repossesses the truck. He tells you something you'll never forget. I bought it because everyone else seemed successful. I didn't realize most of them were financing the image. You drive home in your 15-year-old Civic. For the first time, you don't feel embarrassed. You feel grateful. The payoff in years after walking into that dealership. You open your investment account. The balance surprises even you, over $180,000. Not because you made a lucky investment, not because you earned a huge salary. Because you refused one monthly payment. Again and again and again. A week later, you buy another reliable used car. Cash. No payments. No stress. Just transportation. Exactly what your dad always said a car should be. Ending on afternoon. You drive your dad to lunch. He smiles as he looks around your new used car. So, worth waiting. You grin. It was never about the car. He laughs. No, it never is. Most people think financial freedom comes from making one big decision. It does and single quotes d. It comes from making one small decision. Over and over and over again. The salesman wasn't trying to sell you a vehicle. He was trying to sell you a version of yourself. The question is, how much are you willing to pay for someone else's approval? If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real-life lessons about money, psychology, and the choices that quietly shape your future.